Juliet Gordon will re-enter the game for North Dakota. Bobcats will get it back. Inbound from the far sideline. It's Darian White across half court. White looking to get downhill, kicks it out to Lamardo. Lamardo pump fakes, drives the lane, back out to White. It's deflected off a North Dakota player, and the Bobcats will inbound it from the sideline. Inbounding is Lamardo. Lamardo calls for the motion. Nothing doing. She goes right into Deeden. Deeden loses it. It's fumbled away and stolen by North Dakota. Getting it is Juliet Gordon. Gordon hands off to Daninger. Daninger in the half court, guarded by Lamardo. Passes far side to Borowitz. Borowitz, quiet first half so far. 4 points for her. Kick out three from the corner. That's long. No good. Rebound brought down by Leah Beatty. And there's a steal in transition. DJ Davis as Beatty tried to get it into Darian White right in the middle of the court, and Davis, very active on defense, steps in, gets it, and puts it in for two. Darian White, near side, calls for the screen from Deeden. White out to Deeden again. Deeden bounces it, goes to the corner. Lamardo, entry pass Jansen on the low block. And Jansen is fouled. She goes to her left, looks to put up a hook, but she draws the contact, and Taylor Jansen will shoot two. Jansen stepping up to the line. A big-time shooter, Taylor Jansen, is looking to find her rhythm this season. Could help her seeing that ball go in a couple times here from the charity stripe as she gets the ball from the ref. Out on the court right now for the Bobcats as Jansen misses her first one off the front rim. It's Darian White, KJ Lamardo, Leah Beatty, Lexi Deeden, and Taylor Jansen. Any of you just tuning in, Cola Bad Bear in foul trouble with two early on in this one. Picked up that second right at the end of the first quarter. Jansen's second one is up and good. Hoskins checking back in. Last time we saw her was that technical foul. And we got a stoppage. Looks like North Dakota had too many people out there before they inbounded the ball, so they went ahead and got that sub taken care of, and now the Hawks have it. North Dakota leads 27-23, 54 seconds to go in the second quarter. Borowitz, near side Orth, guarded by Jansen. Orth can't get by her. Nice job walling up by Jansen. Turnaround baby hook from Orth is up and good, and the Hawks lead by 6, 29-23. Big possession here for Darian White as she drives. And Darian White draws the foul. Bobcats looking for a 2-for-1 there, and that whistle will blow with 37 seconds to go in the quarter. So they'll get another chance to get that ball back. 5 fouls now on North Dakota in this quarter, so Darian White will shoot 2 free throws. And the Bobcats, a couple missed free throws from Darian White off the technical foul, then a missed free throw from Taylor Jansen. So they're looking to clean that up a little bit. On the night, they're 6 of 10. First free throw up from Darian White is good, nothing but net before she takes her second. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Town Pump. Town Pump is a proud sponsor of the Brawl of the Wild rivalry series between Montana State and the University of Montana. It's all sports, all season long. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions at your local Town Pump. White sinks her second, and just like that, the Bobcats trail by 4, 29-25. 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. With the ball up court is Davis. Davis picked by Leah. Leah Beatty down the lane. She puts it up off the glass. It's good. Big time steal and bucket there by Leah Buckets in transition. And the Bobcats are down by 2, 29-27. 18 seconds to go in the second quarter. Here's a drive and kick. Now it's back out to Borowitz. Borowitz looking for the cutter. It's stepped in and knocked loose by Deeden, but a foul called on Deeden. That'll only be their third team foul, so no bonus yet. You can live with that. Deeden simply going for the ball there. Mara Dykstra will check in. She's going to give Deeden a break. That's Deeden's second foul. So Deeden and Bad Bear both with 2 fouls as they'll have going into the half. Can't leave Deeden out there for those last 9 seconds. Can't afford any chance of her picking up that third personal going into the break. She's been an X factor tonight. Baseline out of bounds play. A little curl cut that time by North Dakota. Shot is up and no good by Orth. It's out of bounds, and Montana State gets it back. 29-27, the Hawks lead. MSU with 6.8 seconds left. They got to go the distance here, and they can tie it with a 2 or take the lead with a 3 going into the half. Darian White loses it. Tough pass that time to bring down, and here's a floater by Hoskins, and it's no good. That'll take us into the half, 29-27. The Hawks lead on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We'll go ahead and take a break. And we'll have the halftime show coming up next. We'll be joined by a special guest. That's Tom Wisterstill, the commissioner of the Big Sky Conference. 29-27. The Hawks lead the Bobcats on the FIB scoreboard. We'll have halftime coverage here from the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse coming up next. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Sky Conference Commissioner, that's Tom Wisterstill. Tom, it's good to have you here, man.
It's great to be here. What a great week here in Bozeman, and it's great to be here. Watch a little doubleheader basketball game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and let's go ahead and talk about that. You know, big weekend in Bozeman, like you said, College Game Day coming for Cat Grizz tomorrow, and could you talk about the build-up to that, how you found out, how that all kind of came about, and how big of a thing it is for our conference?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's huge for our conference, and we've worked really hard at this for couple of years now, and some of our staff members have just been really creative in some of the things we've done to get the attention of ESPN, and so they told us, you know, hey, it was just a matter of when, not if, but you just never know when it's going to happen. And we felt good about this weekend leading up to it, but you know, you never know. And I found out via text from a guy that I work with closely at ESPN at 6:30 Sunday morning. He texted me. And the text was very simple. It just says, game day's going to Bozeman. Woo. And I just laid there in bed for like 45 minutes like, is this really happening? So it wasn't until 9 o'clock when I was scrolling Twitter, just refreshing the game day page when I saw it, that's when it hit home, that this was really happening, that, you know, basically 18 months of work comes to fruition, and the spotlight of the entire college football world is going to be right here in Bozeman.
And talk a little bit about the importance of this Cat Grizz Brawl of the Wild rivalry to the Big Sky Conference.
Yeah, no, it's huge. And, you know, when you have two schools in the state with no big pro teams, this is the biggest thing. I liken it to the Iowa-Iowa State rivalry where there's no big-time sports either. And, you know, the passion here in the state of Montana is palpable to outsiders like myself who come into this. I've been here 4 years now with the Big Sky, and I just love the passion on both sides. I kid that I've never found anyone yet who's a fan of both teams.
Nope.
You're either one or the other. There's no middle ground. And so that's what makes it great. And we're really excited to be able to showcase this to a worldwide stage.
And pivoting a little bit to the sport you're watching here right now, women's basketball. You know, this year celebrating 50 years of Title IX, and women's basketball at the college level and at all levels has really grown a lot over the last few years. Could you talk about the growth of women's basketball as a whole in the Big Sky Conference?
Yeah, you know, the development of the women's athletics, obviously since Title IX was a game changer. Specifically basketball in the Big Sky, what it's done is the youth programs within our footprint out here in the 8 states we're part of has grown so tremendously that the young ladies come into college ready to play. They don't come in as, freshmen who need to work them in and that. No. They come in game ready, college ready, because of the great competition they've played all over the country in the club programs and in high school. And so, you know, we're very fortunate. You know, we have really good women's basketball in our conference. Certainly Montana State has been a bell cow for us here recently. But I'll tell you what, very balanced league. We have 4 or 5 teams that I think legitimately have a chance to win it. And we're just really fortunate to have strong programs and great support at a place here like Montana State.
Before I let you go, final question. Tomorrow, game day, Cat Grizz. What part of this day are you looking forward to most?
You know what's funny is I'm looking forward to kickoff of the game. And here's why. I love all the hoopla, and tomorrow morning is going to be special and all that. But I love watching our student athletes compete. It's the reason I love being here at a game like tonight, and it's the reason I love being at that game tomorrow, because I know how hard those young men, and here for basketball, young women have worked to get to this point, and I love watching them compete. So it's going to be a wonderful day tomorrow. Sun's going to be out. It's going to be in the 20s. It's going to be perfect. I mean, boy, I'm sure the students are lining up already out there at game day, going to spend the night there, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh, I can't wait as well. That's awesome. Well, Tom, it's been a pleasure to have you on here, and I mean, what the conference is doing right now, obviously undeniable, and this big game day coming tomorrow, just another step in the right direction for the Big Sky. So thank you, thanks for your time today, and I look forward to talking again soon.
Great to be here with you.
That was Tom Wisterstill, the commissioner of the Big Sky Conference, and right now, 29-27, University of North Dakota leads Montana State on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We'll have more halftime coverage here from Breeden Fieldhouse coming up next. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Gotcha. Back from the break. Yeah.
Let's welcome back to the court, your Montana State Bobcats.
Yep. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth, 29-27. North Dakota leading Montana State on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. And before we hear from the associate head coach, Sonny Smallwood, we're going to pause for a moment for station identification. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. (29-27) the score at the half. North Dakota leading Montana State. And now joining me, the associate head coach of the Bobcats, Sonny Smallwood. And Sonny, first of all, just some general takeaways from that first half, down by 2 heading into the second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
there we go.
I had you muted, my bad.
No problem. Hey, a couple things. First of all, a lot of good stuff in that first half. I think the couple highlights, number one, we forced 17 turnovers. And in as much as we forced 17 turnovers, we also gave up 15 O-boards. And nobody should be up when you give up 15 O-boards. So a couple things, we need to make sure that we're going to those boards, taking care of things on that end. On the offensive end, I think we need to make sure we're going into our posts a little bit more often. They are setting the double team, so maybe a little bit of inside out. And then also, if we miss, we're a three-point shooting team, and we're a very good three-point shooting team. But if we go 2 or 3 in a row, we need to make sure we're looking inside and making them pay for their size. And I think that that also, if you look at it, Lexi and Taylor are both getting fouled in there. And as soon as we can get Cola back on the floor, she'll be doing the same.
And is that kind of the game plan going into the second half, going inside a little bit more?
I think so. We need to take advantage of that, take advantage of their size difference. I know when Lindsay came in, they put their big girl in. That's okay. We still need to go into her. We can still go with that inside out.
Well, Coach, that's all I got for you. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you after the game.
Thanks, Daniel.
That was Sonny Smallwood, the associate head coach of Montana State. 29-27 the score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. The Hawks lead the Bobcats in this non-conference bout at Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. We'll have second half action coming up next. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. back from the break. 29-27. The Fighting Hawks of North Dakota lead Montana State going into the second half on this first Interstate Bank scoreboard. A big second half coming up for the Montana State Bobcats, looking to win for the first time this week after a loss on Tuesday here against Arizona State. And a fresh slate, essentially trailing by 2 going into the second half. And like Coach Sonny Smallwood said on the halftime show, look to go inside here for Montana State on the offensive end as they get ready to go. It's going right to left for North Dakota out of the break. With it is Borowitz. Borowitz, another one who had a quiet first half. She drives baseline, floater up, no good. Mara Dykstra comes down with the rebound, and the Bobcats will work left to right. KJ Lamardo near side, swings it over to White. Darian White will get the Bobcats in the offense. Dykstra up top. Gets it out to Lamardo. Lamardo, ball screen from Dykstra. She goes out top to Beatty. Beatty, entry pass looking for Bad Bear. Nothing doing it. Stolen away by Borowitz. Here come the Hawks. Borowitz, across half court. She gets a ball screen from Hoskin. Borowitz looking to go down the lane, denied by Dykstra, but Hoskin slips wide open to the basket. An easy layup in for 2. There's those cuts that North Dakota State likes to run away from the ball, get into the basket, and they lead by 4, 31-27. 9:08 to go in the third. KJ Lamardo to Darian White in the corner. White looking for Bad Bear. North Dakota doing a great job keeping the ball out of the post, and there's a lob into Bad Bear. Bad Bear step through, puts it up, and she is fouled. Cola Bad Bear will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. 8:57 to go in the third quarter. 31-27. North Dakota leads on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. As Bad Bear steps to the line, Montana State basketball is sponsored by Vance Thompson Vision. See every pulse-pounding, buzzer-beating play in astounding detail. With a patient experience that's second to none, experienced doctors and advanced technology, Vance Thompson Vision, the official LASIK and cataract surgeon of the Bobcats, is your home for laser vision correction. Learn more at VanceThompsonVision.com. First free throw is up and good for Cola. She'll shoot one more. The senior out of Billings. It's up and good. 31-29. Bobcats back within 2. 8:57 to go in the third. Taking it up is Borowitz. Borowitz picked up by Lamardo at half court. Borowitz gets a ball screen, switched on to Bad Bear. She drives, gets by Bad Bear, puts it up. Nice deflection by Bad Bear. Contest, I should say, because the ball went in the hoop. So big time bucket there to get Borowitz going. And the Bobcats will rush it to the other side. Beatty, skip pass across to Lamardo, and her foot is out of bounds. That'll be a turnover by Montana State. 8:36 to go in the third. 33-29, the Hawks lead by 4. Daninger, cross half court. Picked up by Lamardo, swings it near side Orth. Orth looking to cross over. She gets by Dykstra and a hand check on Dykstra. She got beat off the hip that time. Little reach out there and some contact, and that'll keep the ball with North Dakota. Hawks will inbound from the baseline. First team foul on the Bobcats in this quarter. Dykstra with 2 on the game now. Hoskin gets the inbound pass, steps through traffic, blocked by Bad Bear. Nope, it's going to be a foul. Little contact on the arm that time, and that'll be Cola Bad Bear's 3rd personal foul with 8:21 to go in the third quarter. So all-conference 5-player for the Bobcats in some dicey foul trouble to come out of the gate in this second half. Hoskin at the line. She'll shoot 2. First free throw is up and on the way. A lot of arc that time. Back iron, no good before she takes her second. Montana State basketball is sponsored by Kendall Ford. A proud supporter of Montana State Athletics, we're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great. Second free throw, no good. Deflected by Dykstra, but Hoskins gets the O-board off her own miss, and she puts it back in for 2. So these second chance points for North Dakota off these O-boards are keeping them ahead in this ball game. 35-29, Bobcats trail by 6. Darian White right down the lane, puts it up with her left off the glass, no good. Rebound brought down by Daninger. Here comes North Dakota to the other end. Daninger gets by a couple of screens. Now she picks up her dribble. Handoff Orth. Orth works back out to the top. Orth guarded by Bad Bear. Orth drives, puts it up with her right, no good. Rebound brought down by Dykstra, and Dykstra's going to push up the floor. Looking for Darian White, she finds her. White, far side, drives the lane, puts it up with her left, and draws the foul. Basket no good, but Darian White will go to the line and shoot 2. I'd say one of the things the Bobcats have done well tonight is getting to that free throw line. A lot of attempts for them early on. They've shot 14 of them, 10 of 14 so far in the game, looking to make it 12 of 16 with Darian White stepping up to the line for 2 at the moment. 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. Nice crowd here on a Friday night at Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. First free throw up and no good off the back iron for Darian White. Like I said, a big weekend here in Bozeman, Montana, as we had Tom Wister still of the Big Sky Conference on at halftime. And college game day, Cat Grizz, doubleheader of basketball on Friday night. Can't ask for much more here in Bobcatville. 35-30, the Hawks lead the Bobcats now after the make by Darian White. And there we go. It's Borowitz across half court. Borowitz behind the back, looking for a cutter. She finds Gordon. Gordon out to Manson. Manson loves the 3-ball. Here's another. It's no good. Deflected and rebounded by Mara Dykstra. Dykstra pushed it up the court, looking for Beatty. Instead, she's going to switch and go over to Bad Bear on her left. Kola Bad Bear dribbles to the left side. Looking to get downhill. She does. Puts it up and one! Kola Bad Bear, count the basket. Major bucket there. Get the momentum going for the Bobcats. 7:14 to go in the third quarter. They trail now by 3. Bad Bear looking to make it 2 with a free throw here. Looking to get 3 the old-fashioned way. Bad Bear at the line. We got a stoppage out there as they get ready. Now Kola Bad Bear will shoot her free throw. Bad Bear's first is up, and it's good. 3-point play for the senior. 35-33, Montana State with a quick 5 points. Get it down to 2. 7:10 to go in the third quarter. Far side Gordon, guarded by Lamardo. She swings it over to Manson. Manson back out top. With the ball now is Davis. Davis, Gordon, skip pass back to Borowitz. Borowitz looking to get by Beatty. Step back jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by, well, it was brought down by Mara Dykstra. Then it hit off Gordon. It looked like Gordon was going to pull it down. Mara got a hand on it again, hit off Gordon's leg, out of bounds. Translation, Bobcat basketball. Darian White across half court, going left to right across your radio dial. White hands off to Lamardo. 3 from Lamardo off the rim, no good. Oh boy, Darian White, she puts it right back up. Floater, and it's no good, but a foul called. Darian White will head to the line to shoot 2. Bobcats getting to that line at a very healthy rate right now. 6:39 to go here in the third quarter. 35-33, North Dakota leads on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard as Darian steps to the line. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by McDonald's and My McDonald's Rewards. Download the McDonald's app today and start earning free McDonald's, brought to you by your locally owned and operated McDonald's of Montana. First free throw good from White. Second one will give her a chance to tie the game for the Bobcats. It's up and rolls off the front rim. No good. Rebound brought down by Gordon. Looks like the Bobcats are going to bring some full court pressure. Borowitz gets it across the timeline. They're trapping on Borowitz. She passes it out to Davis. Back to Borowitz. Borowitz at the top. Leah Beatty looking to pick it. Borowitz gets downhill, picked up by Bad Bear. Swings it to Manson. Good rotation that time defensively by the Bobcats. Borowitz guarded by Bad Bear. She'll get a screen. Looks to refuse it. Bad Bear pokes it out. Got to be careful with those 3 fouls. Entry pass on the back cut. Off the hand of Darian White and off a North Dakota player. That's another turnover forced by the Bobcats. Refs are going to talk it over on who that touched last. And they're going to say ball stays with Montana State. Well, there's about 2 seconds left on the shot clock, so I think that would have been a stop for MSU regardless. But with the way North Dakota's been crashing the offensive glass, I'm sure they would have loved to get a shot up, make or miss, because it could create more chances. Bobcats trail by 1, 35-34, 6:05 to go in the third quarter. KJ Lamardo up top. Deedon throws to the corner. Darian White. White, entry pass to Lamardo at the block. Lamardo takes the dribble back out to White. 14 on the shot clock. Skip pass. White goes to Dykstra. Long 2 from Dykstra. It's good! Nothing but net for the freshman, making her first career start tonight as a Bobcat, and she knocks down the jumper and gives the Bobcats their first lead of the second half. Coach Binford's pumping up the crowd as Borowitz goes right to the other end, and she answers with a coast-to-coast layup. 37-36, the Hawks take the lead right back. Here comes Darian White looking for one of her own. Drives the lane, dumps it off. Deedon goes up with it, gets her own rebound off the deflection, no good. O-board Beatty, back up, off the glass, it's good. Leah Beatty, 4-2, 38-37. Bobcats take the lead right back. 5:17 to go in the third quarter. Davis on the other end, guarded by White. Passes far side Manson. Manson, guarded by Lamardo, takes a deep 3 off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Darian White. White to the other end. Gets around a defender, weaves through traffic, puts it up coast to coast for Darian White. Boy, is she something in transition. 40-37, Bobcats lead on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 4:52 to go in the third quarter. Manson passes to the high post. Gordon looking to get by Dykstra. Puts it up. Blocked by Mara Dykstra. Denied. Gordon falls on it out of bounds, and the Bobcats force another turnover. All the momentum on the side of the Bobcats. They lead by 3, 40-37, and we have a media timeout with 4:45 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Montana State basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, 40-37, Bobcats with a lead. Big start to this second half for Montana State, and now it's their ball after the big-time block from Mara Dykstra. 40-37 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Leah Beatty drives down court, kicks it to Jansen. She buries it. 3-ball for Taylor Jansen, and the Bobcats, just like that, lead by 6. Borowitz to the other end, gets a ball screen. Drives to her left. Inside, it's stolen away by Jansen. Another turnover forced by the Bobcats. A jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the Cats. Probably could have been a foul on that. As the North Dakota player reached through Taylor's legs. I'm not sure that's allowed, but carry on. Bobcat ball. 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Leah Beatty, pull up 3 in transition. Ooh, off the back iron, no good. Deflected, O-board Beatty. She drives downhill, puts it up. No, a foul called on the rebound. That'll be on the Bobcats. Darian White called for that one. Just her first personal foul. Darian White leading the way right now for the Bobcats with 11 points. Inbounding the ball is Orth. Orth to Borowitz. Borowitz across the court. Pass it up to Daninger. Daninger setting up the offense. She's got a lane to drive. Deflected on the kick out, though. Leah Beatty gets a hand on the ball, and it goes out of bounds. North Dakota keeps it. This Montana State team very, very disruptive with their hands defensively tonight. Working on finishing possessions a little better. It's starting to happen, but the defense, it has been there. Backdoor pass. It's stolen away by Leah Beatty. That time throwing the turnover was Nakia Hurst. Darian White up to Beatty. Now Jansen, another three from Jansen. How about it? Give me those! Bobcats lead by 9, 46-37, 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Taylor Jansen with two big-time threes out of the half, and there's a bucket on the other end by Nakia Hurst. 46-39 now the score. Leah Beatty, how about another three for the Cats? Ooh, that one rolls in and out. Rebound brought down by North Dakota. It's Orth out to Borowitz. Borowitz looking to drive on Darian White. Spin move in the lane, loses it, out of bounds, turnover. Bobcats get it back. And Borowitz, she wants to draw those fouls, but she's been a little out of control going downhill so far in this ball game. Cola Badbear checking back in. Reminder, she does have 3 fouls. Got to be a little careful if you're Cola Badbear. But right now, all things clicking for the Bobcats. 46-39, they lead on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 3:15 to go in the third. Grace Beasley gets a ball screen downhill, dumps it off to Jansen, back out. Bad Bear, long two from Bad Bear. Nothing but net. Cola Bad Bear. And a nice assist there from Grace Beasley, sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. A big-time jumper from KBB, and the Cats lead by 9. And there's an open back cut that time from North Dakota. Claire Orth straight to the hoop, gets an easy bucket. Timeout called by North Dakota. It'll be a immediate timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it. First Interstate Bank scoreboard reads 48-41 in favor of Montana State. You're listening to Montana State basketball on Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. 48-41, the Cats lead by 7. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. It's Grace Beasley out of the timeout. She drives lane, gets back out to Bad Bear. Bad Bear to Jansen, mid-post Jansen, puts it up with her left, no good. Rebound brought down by Orth. The Hawks get it back. Orth going right to left across your radio dial. Picked up by Jackson at half court, hands it off. With it is Daninger. Daninger guarded by Beasley. Daninger looking to the mid-post, gets it to Gordon. Gordon to the corner. With it is Borowitz. Borowitz still looking to get going in this one. Pump fake, pull up, jumper, no good. Rebound brought down by North Dakota, but they throw it right to Jansen, who throws it right back to North Dakota. Gordon finds Orth, easy layup for Orth, and North Dakota cuts it back down to 5. 48-43 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's Grace Beasley setting up the offense for the Bobcats. Beasley to the mid post. Cola Badbear working to her right. Gets the handoff to Beasley. Beasley looking to get downhill, denied and loses it. A turnover by the Bobcats. Stolen away, it's Daniger. Daniger to the other end, puts it up, and it's no good. Rebound brought down by Taylor Jansen. Maybe a little contact down there, but I think the Bobcats got away with it that time as Jansen gets it to Beasley, and Beasley's got to get it across half court. She's only got 2 seconds. No, she does not. 10-second violation on the Bobcats. 1:32 to go in the third quarter. Turnover there by Montana State. 48-43. Bobcats still lead by 5 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Inbounding is Claire Orth from the near side. Gordon gets it high post. Gordon drives through left, blocked by Bad Bear. Bad Bear, long pass ahead to Phillip in transition. Phillip slows it down, takes a dribble. Now gets it to Bad Bear. Bad Bear downhill. Pull up, no good. Rebound brought down by North Dakota. A little bit rushed that time by Montana State. Just need to slow it down a tad bit. Manson to the near side on the wing. It's Gordon. Gordon passes out top. Now Daniger. Daniger to Borowitz. Borowitz guarded by White. 2-time Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. And a foul called. Cola Bad Bear tried to show on that ball screen. Looks like she got a hand in there, and that's 4 fouls on Cola Bad Bear. 57 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lamardo will check in. Phillip will check out. I thought that was 4 on Bad Bear. Maybe they got Beasley for the call. No, Beasley's out. Who did they get there? I thought that was Bad Bear's 4th. Scoreboard's showing differently. Nevertheless, North Dakota with the ball. Manson, far side on the wing. Manson passes out top to Daniger, back to Manson. Manson, we know she loves to shoot it from outside. Daniger, pass fake, now puts up a deep 3 and cashes it. Wow. Back to a 2-point game. So the Cats were down by 6, then led by 9, and a foul on Cola Bad Bear. No. A foul on North Dakota. Gordon tried to get in Bad Bear's way running down the court, but they're going to get a block. It'll be Montana State basketball from the baseline. No, we're in bonus territory. Cola Bad Bear's getting 2 free throws out of that. Not a bad deal. As Cola steps to the line, Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Parenting Montana. Montana parents know parenting isn't easy. ParentingMontana.org provides you with a way to build the skills your children need to be successful. ParentingMontana.org, tools for your child's success. Bad Bear at the line. First free throw up and good. Cola Bad Bear now in double figures with 10 points. She joins Darian White. It's the 2 Bobcats scoring double digits tonight so far. Looks like nobody from North Dakota in double digits as well. 50-46 after the 2 free throws made from Bad Bear. Montana State in the driver's seat. 31 seconds to go in this third quarter. And Dykstra with a deflection. It's stolen away by the Cats. They have numbers in transition. White up with it. And a charge called on Darian White in transition. I just don't know. Well, that'll leave 23.3 seconds on the clock. Cats lead by 4. So North Dakota with a chance to make this a 1-possession ball game heading into the final period. My assumption would be that they'll play for last shot. Most teams do, but North Dakota, the way they're shooting it, if they get a good look, they might as well, right? I'm just very surprised. The defenders seem to be coming from behind Darian. Got under as she was going up, under an airborne player. And a charge called. Here comes Borowitz. 15 seconds left for Borowitz now. She's up top, guarded by Bad Bear. They're going to switch back. Darian White will pick up Borowitz. Clock at 10 in the third quarter here. Bobcats lead by 4. Borowitz switched on to Bad Bear again. Borowitz picks up her dribble, passes to Orth. Orth pass deflected by Lamardo. Darian White gets it. 2 seconds, one, and nothing doing. No shot up for the Bobcats, but a nice stop there to end the third quarter. And Montana State outscoring North Dakota 23-17 in that period. Will take a 4-point lead, 50-46 into the fourth on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We'll take a break. Fourth quarter action coming up next. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Welcome back in. Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. 50-46. The Bobcats in the driver's seat with 1 period to play here in the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. 50-46 your score, as with it out of the timeout is Davis for North Dakota. Going right to left, she swings it over to Manson. Manson now Orth. Orth drives through the lane, nothing doing. Rebound brought down by Bad Bear, and she gets it right up to Lamardo. Nicely done in transition by the Bobcats. Lamardo with an easy layup, and that's a nice bucket there for the Bobcats. Beautiful assist as well from KJ Lamardo. That assist is brought to you by Aware Mental Health Services. Down to the other end, shot up, and that one is good from Nakia Hurst. So just like that, back-to-back buckets for each team. Lamardo picks up her dribble, hands off Darian White. White getting the Cats into their offense. Here comes a screen from Cola Bad Bear. White in the lane, puts it up. Beautiful touch on that one. A bucket for Darian White. She wanted the contact there, but we'll take the 2 points. 54-48. Bobcats back up by 6. 8:50 to go in this ball game. With it is Hurst. Hurst pull-up 3 off the back iron, no good. And nothing doing on the glass for the Cats that time. Another O board for North Dakota. Borowitz puts one up. That's no good. And Mara Dykstra comes up with the board. She looks to push it in transition. Now Darian White has it after a quick steal and turnover by North Dakota. White's pass ahead, looking for Lamardo. Hits off a hand of Manson and goes out of bounds. Montana State needs to take a deep breath here. They'll take it out from the sideline. 24 seconds on the shot clock, 8:30 on the game clock. And there's Leah Beatty going to the bucket. Nice feed from Lamardo off the glass, and good for Leah Beatty. And another beautiful assist. That's KJ Lamardo, sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. Borowitz on the other end, picked up by Beatty. Borowitz, crossover, pull up at the elbow. Nice look that time for Borowitz. She buries it. Another answer for the Hawks. North Dakota, despite Montana State really running with a lot of momentum in this second half. Hold on, Beatty for three. Got it! Leah Buckets. Wow, she didn't even give me time to finish the sentence. She pulled right up in transition, let it fly, and knocked it down. 59-50, the Bobcats lead, and there's another bucket on the other end. It's Borowitz off the cut, getting the lay-in up and good for two. I can't even catch my breath. Leah Beatty to the other end. She's going to go straight to the basket, dump it off to Bad Bear, off the glass and home. Nice find by Leah Beatty. The Bobcats are sharing the rock, and they lead by 9. 7.5 minutes to play in this ball game. Here's a drive from Borowitz on the other end. Nice pickup by Darian White, but Borowitz's shot is up and good. And now Borowitz is getting going. She's got the potential to make this thing really interesting down the stretch. Right now, Bobcats lead by 7. Darian White to the other end. Pull-up floater, no good. Darian gets her own rebound, though. She'll work it back out. White in the lane, kicks it out. Beatty, how about another? Got it! Leah Buckets from downtown! And the Cats lead by double digits for the first time tonight. 7 minutes to play. It's 64-54. Hurst on the other end, guarded by Dykstra. Dykstra tries to poke it out. Hurst still has it. She's going to spin down the lane, put it up with her left, off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Borowitz right back up, off the glass, and in for two. North Dakota killing on the offensive glass still. And that's a turnover by the Bobcats in transition. Orth to the other end, Euro step, off the glass, no good. Rebound deflected by Beatty. Coming up with it will be nobody. It's going to roll right out of bounds. But last touch by North Dakota, the Bobcats will get it back. Inbounding will be Mara Dykstra. Lexi Deeden and Madison Jackson checking into the game. Two marquee bench players for this Bobcat basketball team. Darian White across the timeline. Picked up by Davis. White downhill. Passes back out to Lamardo. Lamardo thinks about the three, decides not to, hands it off to Dykstra. Now out top, it's Deeden. Deeden looking for a cutter. It's Jackson. Jackson goes up with it, and she is fouled. Nice pass there by Lexi Deeden, setting up Jackson to go up in traffic and get the contact. Maddie Jackson, truly a glue player for this team, will go to the line for two free throws. Bobcats lead by 8, 64-56 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 6:10 to play in this ball game. As Jackson steps to the line, Montana State basketball from Learfield, sponsored by Simpkins Holland. First free throw up from Jackson is up and good. Simpkins Holland believes in building the Gallatin Valley's future while continuing to honor its past. For all your building needs, go to where long-standing traditions have met with quality building products for over 75 years. Simpkins Holland, a Montana tradition among builders since 1946. Jackson hits them both. 10-point lead for the Bobcats. Davis will rush it across half court, right downhill, kick it out. Quick three in transition from the trailer. It's Orth, no good. Rebound brought down, though, by Daniger. Another O board for North Dakota. Davis with it now, guarded by Jackson. Davis looking to get downhill. She does, puts it up with the right. Blocked by Madison Jackson. And now an offensive rebound brought down by North Dakota and a tie-up. Possession arrow favoring the Cats. Big-time defense there by Madison Jackson. Staying with Davis on the drive. Davis is lightning fast. She gets downhill, but Jackson keeps her feet, goes up, blocks the shot. Big-time play there. They're going to put 30 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor Jansen's going to check in. Mara Dykstra getting some rest. And how about the Bobcats right now in this second half are lighting it up from three-point land. They were 3 of 15 at halftime. They're now 4 of 7 in the second half. So nicely done by the Montana State Bobcats, knocking them down as Darian White sets up the offense. Screen from Taylor Jansen. Pitch back. Taylor Jansen pump fakes. Jansen puts it on the ground, passes it back out to Deeden. Deeden looking to get it in the post to Lamardo. Nothing doing. Passes back over to Jansen. Jansen can't find the cutter. Jansen hands off to White, 5 on the shot clock. White's going to take it herself. Pump fake at the line. No, she kicks it to Jackson. 3 from Jackson. Ooh, no good as the shot clock expires off the rim. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Cats. North Dakota will get it. 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Cats lead by 10, 66-56 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. And folks, tomorrow, big day in Bozeman College game day starting at 7 a.m. out there outside the Brick Breeden Field House. And, of course, the Brawl of the Wild at 12. Keaton Gologly will have the call with coverage starting at 11 a.m. Davis setting up the offense. She passes to Daniger. Daniger looks to drive, and a foul call. It'll be a hand check on the ground there. Maddie Jackson gets called for that one. Leah Beatty checks in. KJ Lamardo will get arrested. KJ Lamardo having a nice game on both ends, as per usual. North Dakota inbounds it. Out top, Borowitz. Borowitz guarded by Beasley, who just checked back into the game as well. Borowitz to the corner. Now an entry pass, and we have a foul. Taylor Jansen called for that one. And again, I don't know. But we'll have the media time to think about it. 4:53 to go in the fourth quarter. The Bobcats lead 66-56. 10-point lead for them on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We'll have the rest of this fourth quarter action from Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. When we come back, this is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, it's North Dakota ball on the baseline. Quick jumper from Borowitz, short corner, no good. A rebound brought down, though. Another O board for the Hawks. Daniger takes it back, puts up a three, and knocks it down. Jolie Daniger, big time three that time, and it's back to a 7-point Bobcat lead, 66-59 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 4.5 minutes to play in this ball game. Taylor Jansen out top. Jansen hands off to Jackson. Here's Jack driving. Picks up her dribble, finds a cutting Deeden. Deeden takes a power dribble and a charge called. Nice job by Juliet Gordon getting in the lane, putting her feet down, beating Deeden to the spot, and an offensive foul on the Cats will give the ball back to UND. 4:21 to go. Cats lead by 7. Comfortable, but not too comfortable. You want to keep that foot on the gas if you're Montana State. No lead is safe with a team that can shoot it like North Dakota. Daniger to the near side, it's Manson, guarded by Beatty. Manson goes over the screen, picked up by Deeden. Far side, Borowitz. Nice head switch there by Jansen. Three from Gordon. That's off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Taylor Jansen, and she'll give it over to Beasley. Grace Beasley up the court finds Jackson. Jackson right down low. Transition Barry for Deedon. Right to the left. Baby hook is good. And that's how the Bobcats want to play in transition right there. Last year they led the conference in steals but weren't happy with how many times they didn't convert in transition. Tonight they're really showing how they're making the most of those opportunities. Some really good long passes ahead and some really good finds in those first 8 seconds of the shot clock. And right now, the Bobcats lead by 9, 68-59, 3:39 to go in this one. Excellent game plan so far in this second half by the head coach, Tricia Binford. Inbounding from the baselines, Borowitz. Borowitz gets it to the corner. Here's a drive, Daninger. Nice help by Darian White. Orth cutting, gets a layup in. It's no good. Rebound brought down by Darian White. Darian White to the other end. Drives through the lane, pulls it back out to the wing. Now gets the entry to Bad Bear. Bad Bear wide open, reverse lane, no good. Rebound, Bad Bear back up with it. That's no good. Another O-board, Bad Bear, her third one not good as well. North Dakota comes out with the rebound. It's Manson, and Manson goes to the other end. Manson, guarded by White, passes to the corner. With it is Borowitz. Borowitz step back, 3 off the rim, no good. Rebound deflected by Darian White. Now Dykstra. Gordon ends up with it. Quick laying up, no good. Bobcats doing some bird watching on the defensive glasses. Another rebound's brought down by Borowitz. She goes up over Bad Bear and is fouled. So heading to the line is Borowitz. That's Cola Bad Bear's 4th foul. So she's in some trouble now, but 2:53 left, I think, with how big time of a player she is. You run the risk of leaving her out there. Trust your senior to be smart. Borowitz free throw up and no good. It's a classic example of ball don't lie there. 2:53 to go. Borowitz with one more to shoot. It's up, and it's good. Borowitz knocks him down, splits the pair, and it's an 8-point ball game. 68-60 on the FIB scoreboard. Bobcats lead, 2:53 to go. Looks like there's going to be a press. Darian White will break it, though. They're going to back it off. White across half court, far side, hands off to Beatty. Beatty looking down low. Bad Bear gets it in the post, and she is fouled a couple different times. And Bad Bear not pleased, giving a glare. That's a glare I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of. The real physical down there, but after a couple goes, there's a foul. As Cola steps to the free throw line, MSU basketball sponsored by Billings Clinic and the Bobcat Club. The Bobcats need your support to go for the win. Donate to the Bobcat Club's 3 to Win campaign to reach our $3 million goal supporting student athletes. First free throw up from Bad Bear is good. Before she takes her second, Montana State basketball is also sponsored by Dairy Farmers of Montana. Fuel your health. Not only is dairy delicious, but it also promotes health as well. Just 3 servings of dairy a day improves overall wellness and may reduce the risk of developing some chronic diseases. It's a quick, convenient, and economic way to make sure you are staying strong and healthy on and off the field. So 2 free throws good for Cola Bad Bear. 70-59 the score. Okay, we got a discussion with the officials. They got to check the scorebook for something. I think it must be an issue with the foul count. But don't mind, I'll stay here, keep you company. 2:39 to go in this ball game. Bobcats lead by 11, 70-59 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. And let's talk a little bit about this second half for Montana State, because it didn't look great. They were down by 2 already going into the break. Then they come out, and all of a sudden they're down by 6. Well, worry no more, because Montana State, they got rolling. They really did, and it was a plethora of players. I mean, if you pull up the stat sheet and look around on here, it's a whole lot of different people scoring. Now, 3 Montana State players in double figures. Leah Beatty, 14 points. Cola Badbear, 15 points. She's having a monster game. 5 rebounds as well. 7 of 7 at the free throw line. And we talked about, when we did our keys to the game presented by Kendall Ford, the importance of getting into the post. And Cola Badbear, the main culprit of that right now. She's the all-conference post player, the senior on this team, one of the captains, and she is having herself a night. So tip of the cap to Cola Badbear right now. But I'll tell you what's been a nice sight to see for Montana State. First of all, they had a really nice half so far in this second half, shooting the three-pointer. They're 4 of 8 from 3 in the second half. And another thing is how they're playing in transition. I mentioned a little bit earlier, but got cut off by, I think, a three-pointer from Leah Beatty. But the Bobcats are a team that forces a lot of steals. They've been working really hard on converting those into points. They weren't super happy with how they played in transition and how they scored in transition last season. But it's really showing all the work they've been putting in this summer and this fall to get that fixed, and they're getting some seriously good transition buckets right now. And we gotta, so what they're talking about down here looks like it's an issue of how many points North Dakota has. They had it at 70 to 59 on the scoreboard. The live stats have 60. I think they were checking with the scoreboard, but the refs are gonna talk it. And as the refs continue to do that, don't forget after the game to join us here for the post-game show. That's sponsored by Ribbon Chop House. And Montana's Ribbon Chop House has been serving Rocky Mountain communities for over 20 years. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. We hope you'll be our guest at one of our Montana locations soon. All right, that's been resolved. North Dakota does have 60 points. It's 70 to 60. MSU leads on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 2.5 minutes to play in this ball game. With it is Daninger. Daninger up top, Borowitz. Borowitz picked up by Darian White. Now to Daninger again. Daninger guarded by Bad Bear. Bad Bear with 4 fouls. Got to be careful. And Leah Beatty looking to reach in a little bit on help defense there is called for a hand check. Heading to the line is Daninger. She'll shoot 2. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Kendall Ford and your Kendall Ford Lincoln of Bozeman, a proud supporter of Montana State athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal of the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great. First free throw up and no good from Daninger. Daninger with 11 points right now, one of 2 North Dakota players in double figures. Her second one is good, so she splits the pair of free throws. Mary Dykstra will inbound. Darian White, cross half court. White will set up the offense. White, guarded by Davis. They're going to take their time. 15 seconds on the shot clock now, 2:07 on the game clock. White downhill, kicks it out. Corner 3 from Lamardo. Give me those! KJ Lamardo from downtown, and the Bobcats lead by 12. 1:55 remaining. That could be the dagger, folks. And that's another Bobcat 3 sponsored by Wendy's. North Dakota on the other end puts up a bucket. It's rebounded by Lamardo. Lamardo through traffic gets it out to Darian White. White. Cross half court. They're going to clear out for Darian. They'll run some time. And a foul called, hand check. That's on Davis. 3 team fouls. No, it's just not working on the scoreboard. No. 3 team fouls. That's right. I read the bonus wrong. 3 team fouls on North Dakota, so no free throws there for Darian White. White will get the inbound from the sideline. Drive baseline, and she's fouled hard there on the baseline. That's 4 team fouls now for North Dakota in this quarter. So 1 away from the bonus. We'll be shooting free throws, moving forward. 12-point lead for the Bobcats. 73-61, just 90 seconds to play in this ball game. Inbounding is Lamardo. Lamardo throws a lob into Bad Bear. Bad Bear back out to White. Shot clock at 15 seconds. Bobcats looking for a bucket. This one will really finalize it if they can make one here. As the clock approaches a minute, Darian White drives, kicks again. KJ Lamardo, how about another? Oh, off the rim, it's no good. Rebound brought down by North Dakota. Orth passes ahead to Daniger. Daniger down the lane, out to Gordon. Gordon, skip pass, 3 on the way from Borowitz. That one's good. Well, Borowitz, they kept her quiet in the first half, but now not so much the case as Borowitz has 20 points in this ball game. 1:01 to play here in the fourth quarter. 73-64 the score, and we're going to go ahead and keep it here for this timeout. Coach Binford's going to draw up a play in there and see if she can get another bucket to make it back to double digits, but 1:01 on the clock here in this ball game, and this will be a big possession for the Bobcats, and I'm sure North Dakota calling a timeout after a make so they can get into a press of some sort, look to try and create a trap. You know, they're down 9, a minute left. They're going to want to force some pressure on defense and get that ball out and see if they can get it going the other way. So if you're the Bobcats, goal number 1 here, inbound the ball. Goal number 2, take care of the ball. Nice concept. When you're up 9 with a minute to go, you can really simplify things. It'll be Taylor Jansen taking it out from the baseline. Jansen looking for Darian White. Instead, she goes to Bad Bear. Bad Bear goes back to Jansen. Now Lamardo. Lamardo's going to look to get it across half court. She does. Lamardo to her left, drives down the lane, kicks it out. Taylor Jansen back out to White. And North Dakota's going to foul. Davis comes out, gets a hand check on Darian White, and White will shoot 2 free throws. 73-64 the score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Just 48.5 seconds left. And 3 subs entering the game for North Dakota. It's Orth, Borowitz, and Manson. That was Davis's 4th foul. Checking in, it's going to be Madison Jackson. Dykstra checking in as well. So on the court for the Bobcats, Leah Beatty, KJ Lamardo, Darian White, Maddie Jackson, and Mara Dykstra. A 4-guard look for them. And that one's up and good. A nice call defensively by Coach Binford to have them out there to really cover the 3-point line with a double-digit lead under a minute to go. First free throw, or second free throw, excuse me, up from Darian. She knocks it down. So 2 free throws good for Darian White, 75-64. KJ Lamardo will pick up Borowitz at the free throw line. Borowitz gets it across half court, pull up 3, and that one is short and straight out of bounds. The Bobcats get it back. Cola Badbear will check back in for Jackson. Jackson subbing on for her defensive prowess. Taylor Jansen checking in now. She's a good free throw shooter, so it makes a lot of sense. Very calm, will help them break that press. Get it across half court, run some time off, maybe get another bucket, and that should be the ball game here tonight. Darian White looking to break the press. It's deflected, and Montana State will keep it. It was off Davis, out of bounds. Coach Binford wants a 30-second timeout, so they're going to go ahead and give it to her. 75-64, the score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 35.1 seconds to go in this ball game. And like I mentioned earlier, we'll have the post-game show coming up, sponsored by Ribbon Chop House. The post-game show is brought to you by the Ribbon Chop House, home of premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs, all served in a casual atmosphere. We will hear from head coach Tricia Binford after what looks to be a nice win here on the non-conference schedule for the Cats. In addition to that, we'll have our McDonald's delivery of the game. We'll have our First Security Bank highlights of the game, and we'll have our Vance Thompson Vision look ahead at the Bobcats' next opponent, which will be San Jose State. Don't forget that game on Tuesday will be at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Coverage starting at 6:45 from San Jose. 35 seconds to play, 75-64. Montana State leads by 11. Inbounding is Jansen. Jansen from the sideline. Bobcats have 4 seconds to get it across half court. Leah Beatty saves it from out of bounds, throws it off a player. It's Bad Bear who hits her foot, goes out, and that'll keep the ball, or give the ball back to North Dakota. 32 seconds to play, so even if North Dakota hits a shot here, you think they're probably going to run out of time. Borowitz inbounds. Daninger will take it to her left, picked up by White. Ball screen. Daninger finds Borowitz wide open on the block. Turnaround jumper, no good. Maddie Jackson gets the rebound, and now the Bobcats should be able to just dribble this thing out. Foul called in the backcourt. And you can see the coach saying they told her to foul. There's a player down over on the court. Looks like Borowitz, maybe a rolled ankle or something. Orth will check in. Good move by the coach to get her off the court. Darian White at the line to shoot 2. 19.9 seconds to play. First free throw up from D. White. It's up and good. She'll take one more. And what a second half played this evening by the Montana State Bobcats. A lot to be proud of. Second one up from White is good. Mainly how they played in transition. Scored a lot of transition buckets. Really moved the ball up the court. Picked up the tempo and dominated in that aspect. As there's a bucket for North Dakota, and that should do it, as it's 77-66. Darian White gets it across half court, and they will let her dribble it out. 8-7-6, 5-4, 3-2-1. Your final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Bobcats win it, 77-66. A massive second half by Montana State as they outscore North Dakota. Looks like 50-37. Had to do a little math in my head there, but outscores North Dakota by 13 in that second half to win by double digits. A convincing home win, and what a night for Montana State basketball, men's and women's, raising those 2 banners. And you got to be happy if you're Coach Tricia Binford, how the team handled adversity there. We'll have to ask her a little bit about that on the post-game interview. Well, that's going to do it for this ball game. We're going to have the post-game show sponsored by Ribbon Chop House. Coming up next, 77-66, the Bobcats win. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here bringing you the Montana State postgame show, which is brought to you by Ribbon Chop House, home of premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs, all served in a casual atmosphere. And what a win for these Montana State Bobcats. 77-66, your final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard, and one that this team should really be proud of. I mean, you go into the half down 2, things aren't really going offensively, but they turned defense into offense. They continue to force turnovers, and they finally started to get those buckets in transition that they've been chasing. Some big-time three-pointers. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. 17 points for Darian White, 15 for Cola Badbear, 14 for Leah Beatty, 10 for KJ Lamardo. And how about Cola Badbear with those 15 points, 4 of 10 from the field, but 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Really a job well done by Cola Badbear, as she is second on the team in scoring in tonight's game for Montana State. And like I said, 1 of 4 players in double figures. As a team tonight, the Bobcats shoot 23 of 63 from the field, going 36.5% there, and then 8 of 25 from three-point land. And just doing the math there, 3 of 15 at halftime from 3 for the Bobcats. They come out in the second half. They go 5 of 10, a job well done by them. 23 of 29 from the free throw line as well, so 79.3% there. And tough field goal percentage in the first half for Montana State, but they really got it back up in that second half. They finished 36.5% from the field, 32% from 3, 79.3% from the free throw line. And for North Dakota, they finished the game with 75 shot attempts. And, you know, when you get that many offensive rebounds, it kind of makes sense that you'd get that many. Let's see if we look here, 24 offensive rebounds for North Dakota in this basketball game. So the 75 shots kind of makes a lot of sense, but only 27 attempts. And now joining us on the post-game show is going to be the head coach of the Bobcats. That's Tricia Binford. And Coach Binford, congratulations on the win, and what a second half by your team.
Fantastic second half. That's exactly what I told them. And you know what? You take steps when you find ways, even when it's grind. Obviously, we needed to take a deep breath at halftime and, just trying to get them in some rhythm and get some flow. I thought we were able to do that in the second half. That kids really stepped up, made some big plays. I love the turnovers that we're forcing right now. That's a huge ingredient for us. I love our ability to get to the foul line, showing our aggressiveness, but had a lot of players step up, and we responded in the second half. Great team effort.
And I know something that your team has worked on a lot is, not just forcing those turnovers, but turning them into quick points. You want to score early in the shot clock, get going in transition. And I know last year you guys did lead the conference in steals, but you weren't super excited about how many points you were converting off those steals. Well, tonight it really seemed like that all came into fruition in the second half. A lot of transition buckets.
It was something we didn't capitalize on Tuesday against Arizona State. We certainly were able to capitalize it today. One of my favorite plays was Cola's rebound, and she threw it nearly the length of the floor for KJ for an open court layup instead of kind of those pass backs when we have some first aid opportunities. And loved Leah's attack minus in that second half. Darian was a fighter from the start to finish for us, really getting her teammates involved. She was finding everybody everywhere. Her ability to get to the paint and the foul line for us was really critical. And Cola got going in the second half. And when you have 4 players in double digits, a lot of good things are going to typically happen.
Well, I was just going to ask about that because you get 4 players in double digits. You have Lexi off the bench with 7, Taylor off the bench with 7. I thought Lexi was huge in the first half, coming in, giving you guys a lift as she always does, getting to the free throw line a lot. Taylor had a couple big threes in the second half as well. The depth that we continue to talk about in this lineup. And I thought the team did a really nice job spreading that ball around, getting shots for a lot of different people, and knocking down those shots and really using everyone's strong suit very well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on this team can be a spark for us coming in. And, at times it's a lot of different kids. And we're not even commenting on Mara's first start as a freshman and what she did on the glass for us today. So, I mean, there was just a lot of different ingredients in getting that to work. And, sometimes you got to tighten that up a little bit. In the second half, we did that. But at the same time, I thought our legs really showed in that second half, getting us some firepower. So, like you said, a lot of different people at different times. But it's a great, gritty win, I felt like, that we had to overcome.
And any final overall thoughts on the game tonight?
Just proud of the kids. It's a stretch right now where we're trying to figure ourselves out from our depth standpoint, because we got a lot of talent that's trying to mesh and it's not just coming easy for us. And so we got to work through that. We just got to keep everybody in that raft moving in the same direction. We got good paddles there, Daniel. We got a lot of strong ones. So I just got to get that figured out and get a rhythm going, and so we can get out of our own way and get that start that we're looking for.
And one final question for you. All the excitement this weekend, a doubleheader tonight in basketball. You got the banners going down in between games. You got college game day tomorrow. You got Cat Grizz football. I mean, talk about just the community showing out tonight, and obviously we're going to see it again from them tomorrow, but the importance of the community here and what a big weekend this is for this school.
Well, I think this community is why college game day is here, right, in Bozeman. You have the best community in the entire country. You look at our band, our Spirit of the West. You look at our Spirit Squad. You look at the fans that came out for the banner ceremony. You look at our football coach, Brent Vegan, coming and speaking to the crowd tonight as well. This community is completely connected. I saw President Cruzado sit in the front row. I had my athletic director, Leon Costello, behind the bench, and I couldn't be more blessed with the community and the support that we have here. It's definitely a special place, and it's going to show tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing experience, and go Cats.
Well, Coach, I'm pumped for the win. I'm sure you are too.
Thanks,
Go
Dan.
enjoy it, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thanks, Daniel.
That was the head coach of the Bobcats, Tricia Binford, joining me on the postgame show sponsored by Rib and Chop. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to do our McDonald's delivery of the game. You're listening to the Montana State postgame show. MSU wins 77-66 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here on the Montana State postgame show sponsored by Rib and Chop House. 77-66, your final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. The Bobcats advanced to 3-1 on the season. A nice game at home tonight before they go on the road next week to a couple different spots to play a couple different teams. We'll get into that a little bit later, but for now, 77-66, a nice double-digit victory for this Bobcat team. Now let's go ahead and talk about our McDonald's delivery of the game. And, you know, there's a lot of different people we can talk about here for this McDonald's delivery of the game, which is presented by your locally owned and operated McDonald's of Montana. But I'm going to go ahead and tip my cap to Leah Beatty here. Leah Beatty was all over the court tonight on offense and defense, and I thought she really was just so disruptive playing off-ball defense. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here in a second. But 14 points, 6 of 11 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. Didn't get to the free throw line. That's okay, but 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And, you know, looking at a team like North Dakota State, looking at them on film coming into this, their off-ball movement is what made them so special as an offensive basketball team. It was their off-ball movement. They love back cuts. They love ghost cuts. They love coming off those stagger screens and running those curls underneath the basket. So one thing that Montana State improved on a lot tonight from their game Tuesday night was how they were guarding their gaps. And that means being in between the ball and the person the ball's going to. Simple as that. And you got to anticipate there, and you got to be in those gaps whether that ball's coming to your player or not. And Leah Beatty tonight just seemed like every time the ball got moved around, she got a hand on it and deflected it. And this Montana State defense, they come out, they force 24 turnovers. I mean, that is just an astronomical amount, but an outstanding defensive effort from this very attack-minded team. And Leah Beatty gets the call for the McDonald's delivery of the game. A fantastic performance by her. That's 4 Bobcats in double figures, Leah being one of them. Darian White, of course, outstanding tonight as well. Same with Cola Badbear, KJ Lamardo, Taylor Jansen, Lexi Dean, you name it. This Bobcat team is deep. 77-66, they win your final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We're going to go ahead and take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have our highlights of the game sponsored by First Community Bank. You're listening to the post-game show sponsored by Ribbon Chop House. 77-66 Bobcats win. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, 77-66. MSU wins over North Dakota on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. A nice win for this Bobcat basketball team, avenging their loss against Arizona State on Tuesday. And let's go ahead, 77-66. Like I mentioned, a double-digit victory. And when you win by double digits, there's got to be a lot of highlights. So let's go ahead and check out our highlights of the game, sponsored by First Security Bank. And what a win it was for Montana State tonight, 77-66. A big weekend on this campus. College game day tomorrow, Cat Grizz tomorrow, basketball doubleheader tonight. Those banners going up in the rafters as I look up at them. It's a beautiful sight to see to have 2022 up there for our men's basketball team and our women's basketball team. And a fine job by Danny Sprinkle and Coach Tricia Binford getting out there and talking to the crowd. They really did a nice job addressing everyone. And then Coach Vegan came out as well, and he said, a lot of good things to the crowd as well about showing up to the game tomorrow. I don't think he has to really worry about that, though. I think we're going to have a big crowd regardless. So, anyways, 77-66, your final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We're going to go ahead and take one more break here on the Montana State post-game show, sponsored by Rib and Chop House. And when we come back, we'll have our Vance Thompson Vision look ahead at these next couple opponents for the Bobcats. 77-66, your final. Montana State advances to 3-1. We'll have more post-game show coming up next. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Bringing you the Montana State postgame show, sponsored by Rib and Chop House, home of premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs, all served in a casual atmosphere. And 77-66, the final score. Montana State wins at home in a non-conference bout with the University of North Dakota. They avenged their loss from last year against North Dakota at their place. They lost 89-85 in that one. That was a high-scoring game. This one, Montana State a little strong on the defensive end. Probably need a little more work on the boxing out portion of things. They let up a lot of offensive rebounds to North Dakota, 24 to be exact. So North Dakota, they had 24 offensive rebounds. They also turned the ball over 24 times. So, it's a double-edged sword for the Bobcat defense, but all in all, you got to be happy. They really defended the actions of the Fighting Hawks well, and a lot to hang their hat on. Going to be some really good takeaways in that film, at least before that ball bounces off the rim. So 77-66, like I said, the final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. And before we wrap up, it's time for our Vance Thompson Vision look ahead. And let's look ahead to the Bobcats' next game versus San Jose State, presented by Vance Thompson Vision, the official LASIK and cataract surgeon of the Montana State Bobcats. It's San Jose State that we're talking about here, the Spartans, and they're not off to a great start of their season. 2 losses already, 0-2. They'll play Cal State Northridge at Cal State Northridge tomorrow, but they played at Tulsa to start the season, lost 74-44. They played at hosted Cal State Fullerton last week. They lost that game. I'm all over the place now. 71-63, an 8-point loss. And now they're going to have a chance to win against Cal State Northridge tomorrow, so we'll see how that game turns out. But then they got the Bobcats coming to town. That'll be a 6 p.m. local time tip-off on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So my pregame show will start at 6:45 in Montana, and don't forget Cat Grizz tomorrow, of course. Keaton Galoglu will have the call there. He'll start at 11 a.m. with the pregame show, so a big one for him to call tomorrow, and that's one that if you can't make it here to Bobcat Stadium, you really should tune into. But an exciting week ahead for the Montana State women's basketball team. Like I said, they play at 0-2, could be 1-2, could be 0-3 by then, San Jose State, and then they're hopping on a flight, heading over to Dallas, driving up to Denton about 30 minutes, and then they'll play in a Thanksgiving tournament at North Texas. In that tournament, they'll play against North Texas, and they'll play against Abilene Christian. So a week on the road over the holidays for Montana State. Some big games coming up in these next few days. But it was a big game tonight, and the Bobcats won. Tough loss earlier this week, but a nice bounce-back spot for Montana State. Trisha Binford in this squad, an excellent second half, great game plan, great execution. Check those boxes, get another dub. That's win number 295 for Trisha Binford as well, 300 fast approaching, and hopefully by the end of next week, she'll be just 2 away from that mark with 3 wins coming on the road in an ideal situation. I can't be too greedy, but a lot of excitement around this team, and just going to ride the wave. That's going to do it for our Montana State postgame show sponsored by Rib and Chop House. That's going to do it for this ball game. 77-66. The Bobcats beat North Dakota. Your final score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Don't forget to tune in on Tuesday against San Jose State. For John, back in the studio, I'm Daniel Sally saying good night and go Cats. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield.